One would not expect a model whose equations are built on a more stable macro situation to be particularly good when things get unstable. Now, the trouble is nothing's very good if they get unstable. I think nothing beats having MPC members who are out and about, who have some business experience, who have some financial markets experience, who are not just academics, who actually can pick up a few signals of what's going on in the real world as well as look at a forecast.
Naturally. And ultimately, I would also like to understand your thoughts on what potential changes could we see in terms of rate policy as a result of this review? Ultimately, do you think it will make a difference also in the way that the Bank of England announces potential rate cuts later this year?
I don't think it'll make a big difference, quite frankly. They won't have a new model the rest of this year. These things take time. So I suspect that their current method of publishing minutes, having a publicity affair right at the end of the model round, and I think that will probably continue. And in terms of how they will make the forecast, they are stuck with the model they've got. And of course they redo that every quarter, so it's constantly evolving, but by small amounts, frankly. What they said in their most recent forecast was they expect inflation to go down to the 2% level right about now, partly because of the base effects and the fall in energy prices, but then to go back up again because of a rise in the minimum wage, things that we can foresee. And you can build those into the model, which they have, but I think that essentially we have to remember that inflation here is still above 3%. Core inflation is 4.5%. Services inflation is above 6%. We are not in a situation where it's really time for rate cuts. So I think it's going to be at least this year, towards the end of this year, before we see any cuts here.